Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. My name is Lillian and I am so excited because today I have a video for fragrances that I have really wanted to try out, and I finally got an opportunity to buy some samples, and I just wanted to review them with you guys so that we are on the same journey, and when it's time for you guys to buy them and when it's time for me to also buy them, we will all be singing the same song. And I hope this video is going to inspire you all. And as the title says, these are sample reviews for the Roja Dove fragrances, and these are the female fragrances. So if you are not on social media, I'm sure maybe you have missed it, but so many people have been receiving like this nice, good looking purple violet bottles of some nice, amazing Roja Dove fragrances, and I have really wanted to get my hands on one of them, but I guess Roja Dove is not one of your cheapest houses out there, so you cannot just blind buy. If you have a budget like me, you're better off going with the samples, know what you want before you buy them. So that's the route that I am taking, and I am not ashamed of it. I am super proud of this, and to me these are samples that are worth a review. So now, if this is your first time watching, I just want to say welcome, and I want to tell you, please don't forget to subscribe. This is a fun channel. I am yet to post a lot of content, and I know you guys are going to be hooked. So if this is your second or third time, I just want to say thank you so much, and I hope you are subscribed, because if you're not, come on, what's going on? Leave a comment below and let me know why you're not subscribing, because I know you're enjoying my videos, and I know that you are looking forward to watching many more, and I don't want to waste a lot of time in the intro. I just want to dive in because I am super excited and I just want to start. Okay, these are Roja Dove sample fragrances, and I got them from their website. They ship their stuff from the UK, and I live in the US, so literally the shipping was superb. I give them 10 out of 10. I did not expect to receive these fragrances as soon as I received them, but I am super excited. I'm super proud of them. To me, they got it. With the shipping, they're perfect, and I hope when I buy my fragrances from them, I'll be doing it directly from their website, and I would expect the same speed when it comes to shipping. I paid, I think, $15 for shipping, which is worth it. And then the sample, which looks like this, it's a beautiful white box with the gold details. I bought these samples. There are 7 of them inside, so that's what they look like. They're 2 ml samples, and there are 7 of them. So to me, this is worth it. I'd rather spend $75 on samples rather than a whole bottle that I don't like. Perfectly okay with this purchase. This is a niche house, and they have really nice fragrances. I had only tried one fragrance from them, which is also part of this sample, so I am going to review it, and I'll show you guys and let you know where I bought the other sample from. Okay, so without wasting time, let's go in, and I will start with the first sample. So let's go ahead and I will show you the first sample. So I'll just pick the one that comes in front, and I have Scandal. I hope that's how they say it. It's Scandal in English. So I'll spray it on this card. So Scandal to me opens up very fresh, and when I read about these fragrances, pretty much almost the whole pack of samples, they all have bergamot in the opening. So these fragrances are coming off as fresh fragrances when you spray them. You're going to get a very bright, fresh fragrance in the opening with Scandal, and when it starts to dry down, you're going to start smelling this warm, sweet fragrance, but you're not smelling like the super sweet syrupy notes. It's more of like the sweetness from the fruits, so it's not like overly there. The woody notes to me are not as pronounced, but they are there in the dry down. They're not like your overly woody notes. But if I had to talk about this fragrance without talking about like the notes and how I feel when I wear it, to me this is a fragrance that I will honestly wear when it's deep in spring, when the flowers are like out there, the leaves are on the trees, it's bright, it's beautiful, everything is looking like there's no dead grass on the ground, there's no like shrubs on the trees. It's more like just beautiful spring. You can smell the flowers in the garden. Like, this is when I would wear this fragrance and enjoy it the most. I will also wear this in summer, but I would wear it, or actually I would wear it during the day rather than at night. Yes, it does have some hint of, a warmness, and it can still pass for an evening scent, but I would rather keep it in the daytime, but not in my deep, hot summer days, because I am more of like a super fresh fragrance in summer, hot days. But this one will still pass when it's like just end of spring, beginning of summer, and it's like, okay, or maybe end of summer as we're going towards fall, but still I won't take it that far. To me, spring is like the perfect moment for this fragrance. I had to wear this. I would wear it going to church, I would wear it going to work. I'll also wear this one just running my normal day-to-day activities. But it's not a fragrance that I expect to help me like run my errands the whole day and still have something left. I feel like it doesn't have the best sillage, it doesn't have the best projection, it doesn't have the best longevity, in my opinion. It is a good fragrance, but if you are running errands just within, you're not going like too far, you're not going to do so many heavy activities, and you just need something that will perform like for a long time, it's more of that fragrance that it's kind of chilled. And if you're the type of person who doesn't love like loud heavy fragrances, but you still love your floral fragrances, you still love your little sweet fragrances and fresh fragrances, then Scandal will work for you. Okay, so to me it's good. If I had to rank it out of 10, I would say it will score about 8 in my opinion. And the reason is just because of the sear, just because of the longevity and the projection. They're not like super there. I have smelled fragrances that are floral and they will perform way better than this one, but it still feels smooth, soft, and well made. Okay, so this one, to me, if you had to go with your personality, someone who doesn't like things that are out there, someone who's more reserved, someone who still wants just her own space and just do her own things, will pull off Scandal. But if you're the type of person who wants your fragrances to speak for you when you walk into a room and all that, this might disappoint, but it's still a good fragrance. If you want to top up, well and good. But if you're not the type of person who tops up your fragrances, then I would say spray it on your clothes if you want more longevity, and you might need to spray a little bit, but you have to love florals. There's no shortcut. Best thing about it is when it dries down. That's my best part about it. Okay, now let's go in and talk about the second one. And the second one that I picked out was Reckless. So Reckless looks a little bit clear, clean. So again, I'm expecting a very fresh opening. Yes, I love the opening of this one, and most people are going to love the opening of Reckless compared to Scandal. And the reason is they both have bergamot, but this one has some orange notes in the opening, and I think that makes it a little bit more likable. In my opinion, orange notes are kind of likable when it comes to like the citrus notes compared to like, let's say, lime and all the other citrus notes. So to me, a little bit more likable in the opening, a little bit more softer, sweeter than the Scandal. So this one, I am loving it. And this might be a crowd pleasing fragrance if you spray it and someone, you go where people are almost immediately. To me, it's also another fragrance that's not like super potent. It's not like a fragrance that's filling up a room. It's more of a fragrance that's going to be just within the table. The people around you are going to smell it when they come closer to you. This one, again, I tend to feel like the floral notes in this fragrance are more like when you're smelling a flower and you smell the petals, that part of the flower is what I'm getting in this fragrance. This to me is a little bit sensual, but not like your typical sensual fragrance, like the Lancome sensuality. It's not like that level of sensual. It's more like just that little bit laid back sensuality, and I know for sure that's something that people would love when it's spring, because spring can be a little bit warmer, so you don't want like those heavy sensual fragrances. It's more like a little bit of it, but again, you know, you still want your freshness and you still want your, like, you know, sweetness in it. So this one does that. I would wear this going to work. I would wear this going to church. I would still wear it running my errands. Would I dress up when I'm wearing this one? I just feel like it will not perform to the level that I want it to perform, because I always associate myself with heavy fragrances when I'm dressed up and, like, you know, going to like a, you know, special event. I want like a fragrance that kind of speaks for me. Even if I'm like dressed up to kill, I want that fragrance to like fill up like some good amount of space. You know what I mean? So to me, it's not like overly out there, but it's still good. Again, very smooth, very soft, very likable. To me, this one projects okay, but again, it doesn't last. And again, they might, you know, perform differently when it's like warmer, a little bit warm outside, because where I am right now, it's starting to warm up. It's not like the warmest of the time, but it's starting to warm up. So maybe it will be different when it's warmer, but I just don't think the projection, sillage, and, you know, longevity are like out there. There are fragrances out there that can perform way better than this. Is it worth it? Yes, it's worth the amount. If you are the type of person who doesn't mind topping up and, you know, you can spray it on your clothes and all that, then this will, you know, still work. Very nice. I love it. Okay, so this one is Reckless. Now let's go to the next fragrance, and the next one is Risky. Very, I mean, I love the name of this fragrance. So I will go ahead and spray it. It's a fresh opening again. And then one good thing about this fragrance that I can, you know, honestly tell you guys, it is a leather fragrance. To me, not so many fragrances out there are leather fragrances, and the ones that are out there, some of them can be a little bit intimidating. So to me, the name of this fragrance is like spot on. It's for the ladies who want to risk it all. If I would wear this fragrance or imagine this fragrance on someone, this is like a type of person who just wants their own space, do their own thing. Then at some point in the day, they want to go do something that's just out of the ordinary. It's like, yep, I just had my own time. I did what I needed to do. If I needed to read a book, or if I needed to watch some Netflix or do whatever I'm doing, I did all that. Or maybe I just woke up, went, did my own shopping, and then I'm done. So after that, they want to go and do something that's risky. You know, like something that's, someone will tell you, don't do it, please don't do it, but you'll still end up doing. Like, this is what I imagine someone with that character would wear. To me, it's like the name just goes with the character. If you're not the type of person who's going to take risks, don't pull off this. You will not even be able to pull off this fragrance. And this to me is not for the ladies who still want their girly fragrances. If you're the type of person who's like, La Vie Belle to, you know, the end. I am not changing my La Vie Belle. I love how sweet it is. I love my Victoria's Secrets maybe. Or maybe you're the type of person who's like, I just want my, you know, nice, girly, sweet, sparkly fragrances. And you're not into like patchoulis or maybe, you know, leather notes and all that. Then this is not for you. Period. This is not for you. You're not going to like it. To me, this one, you have to try the sample before you buy it, unless you're getting a free bottle. I just don't think it's like everyone's cup of tea. It kind of leans, if we had to put all these fragrances and say feminine fragrances on this side, manly fragrances on this side, to me, Risky will be like on this masculine side more than the feminine side. So that's what I would say. Not everybody's cup of tea. But if you're the type of person who wants to risk it all, the type of person who enjoys your leather knots, you just want to smell different, you don't wear your fragrances to impress people, then go for Risky. Okay? Now, we are like halfway. And this one I am super excited about. And right now, if someone woke me up and told me, which fragrance do you want? I would say Elixir. So the next one is Elixir. So to me, this fragrance again, of course, they all start off fresh. This one, it's like luxury. It's like the wealthy woman, a woman who's married into wealth, a woman who, you know, dresses up like so in a sophisticated way, but elegant. There's no like, you know, tight fitting clothes. It's more like just nice, fitted cloth that just goes with the body, and they look just elegant. If they're going to like an event, they're carrying a designer handbag, and in this case I'm thinking they're carrying like a maybe Lady Dior handbag. They have like some expensive jewelry, they're wearing like this fine nice jewelry, or even maybe statement jewelries, and they are driving like these posh nice cars, and someone who actually talks with like humility. They're very like eloquent, they're very polished, they don't shout, they're just like calm and collected at all times. This is the fragrance that they would wear. If let's say you envision this woman who's like super rich and just looks amazing, elegant 24 hours. If you go to their house, they're like still well dressed. They're never in like these loose fitting clothes. They're never like with these bad hairstyles. It's always like on point. Then in my opinion, they would wear Elixir. This to me is like a dream fragrance. That, like, in my opinion, that's how I would want to look. That's how I would want my life to be. Like, perfect. No loose hairs and whatever. Everything is like in place. But you're not like, I would say what? You're not like a person who's trying so hard. It's like just, it's simple. Being beautiful to you like comes at no, you don't even try so hard. It's like you're just beautiful. You don't even need like heavy makeup. You don't need to like overdo your nails. This to me again will leave memories. It's not like your typical fragrance out there that everyone has. No, this has its own way of working out, and I believe if you wore this fragrance to a first date or to a date, it will be memorable. That person will be like, she smelled good. She smelled like a lady. She was sophisticated. She was elegant. That's the girl I want. This to me will give you those vibes, okay? Now, let's talk about the sillage and projection in Elixir. It's not a fragrance that performs as good as I want it to. I feel like I've smelled fragrances that are way cheaper than Elixir and they perform way better than it. I wish Roja Dove can just make it a little bit stronger. Like, I would want to just spray this fragrance and go. The way I would spray my Tom Fords and go. No offense to Roja Dove, they did a wonderful job on this fragrance, but the longevity is just not there. It's just not there. I wish it can be like super, super long lasting to the level of like Tom Ford. To me, this would be like one of the fragrances that I will for sure keep for life if it had that type of longevity. Projection is there in the beginning, it's perfect and all that. It just doesn't last on my body as long as I want it to. I feel like if I had to wear this fragrance, I would need to overspray and I would need like something in my purse because I just don't want to mix it with anything else. It's good by itself. So that's the only downfall I feel with this fragrance. But I had ordered a sample of this fragrance before I even ordered these other samples, and I got this one from Scentbird, and I honestly don't mind having like this travel size bottle with the Elixir in it. I believe this is good, but I wish this scent could last. So this to me is fine. I will honestly keep this one, and I would love to just have these samples with me because this is a fragrance that I would for sure enjoy and I would love to keep it in my collection. So that's what I would say about Elixir. I wish it could last longer, but it is a dream fragrance to me. The way it smells is just amazing. Okay, let's go to the next fragrance, and the next one is 51. I think that's how we call it. I just saw the number 51 on it. It just says 51. So 51 to me, again, all these fragrances, as I keep saying, they are fresh in their opening. This one is not like super, super fresh. It has like some sweetness and softness and uniqueness to it. Everything about this fragrance to me is just amazing. From the opening to the end, I'm like, this is a dream. If anything, to me, this one is the most unique. To me, this is the most unique. Yes, Elixir has some uniqueness, but this one takes the card when it comes to uniqueness. And I just love that about it. I believe there are so many fragrances out there and most people just want to copy and modify what's already out there. But when a fragrance smells different by itself, to me, that's like a score. And this one is doing exactly that. I love, 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 love this fragrance. This one to me will be one that can be easily blind bought. This one most people will love. This one again will leave good memories, and it is very alluring. Of the ones that I have reviewed so far, this is like the most sensual in my opinion. And another thing about it, I love the fact that I can wear this one year round. This one will still be perfect for spring. It will still go for summer. It will still go for, like, winter and fall. Something about it just works year round. I love, love, love this fragrance. When it comes to the projection and longevity, it is okay. To me, again, I've smelled fragrances that are way stronger, and I don't mind the way this one, smells. I believe for what it's meant to do and when it's meant to be worn, it's fine. Because for spring and summer, if a fragrance has some sweetness, I don't want it to be like overly sweet. So to me, this one still works. I will honestly pull this one off year round and feel perfectly fine. I think this one will actually go for a signature scent. In my opinion, if I had to choose a signature scent, I would still pick this one. This is not for the typical, for the girl who doesn't love sweet fragrances. If you're the type of person who just wants, I want oud, I want to smell like oud, I want to smell like woody fragrances, no sweetness, then this is not for you. This one has some touch of sweetness, and this one has some warmth. If you had to wear this fragrance, people will feel like you're warm, welcoming, nice, you're nurturing and all that. It's not like that fragrance that will give you like that vibe of that lady is a little bit standoffish and all that. No. To me, it's very, very warm and welcoming. If anything, the lady who wears Elixir, this to me will be a second fragrance for that lady. They will pull this one off. This will be like a fragrance that they will still wear even if they're still not going to an event and all that. They will still pull it off when they're just in their home and maybe hosting some visitors, and they will still look just beautiful, elegant, not trying so much, but they just ooze with, like, beauty and everything. Like, they're very feminine, very beautiful. Everything about them is like perfect. Okay, next one that we're going to look at is Enigma, and I will go ahead and spray it over here. So to me, Enigma comes off sweet in the opening, warm and fresh, but it's not like super fresh the way the other ones are. Like Scandal to me opens up very fresh. This one has some sweetness in the opening. It still has like some freshness, and it's more likable in the opening. This one comes off a little bit easier to wear. Most people will spray this one and feel just like they didn't do much. They didn't try so hard. To me, it's not like my most unique. It quickly loses the sweetness, the warmth, and turns into like more of like a water fragrance. It's like I don't smell much of the notes that I sprayed when in the initial notes. It's like they quickly disappear, and it's more like just water. Like it's more like not heavy. It's either just going to one note rather than like maintaining all the notes and maybe combining more than one note at the end. It's very like simple at the end. That's what I would say. So to me, this is just an okay fragrance. I would say if you had to buy this one, you really have to be the type of person who maybe wants a fragrance but at the same time doesn't want the fragrance. It's like, I want to wear a fragrance, but I don't want everyone to know that I'm wearing a fragrance. I just want to know that I sprayed something on myself and I'm good. Whether it's, and I don't care that people can smell it. I don't care that people, I can smell it myself. That's the type of fragrance that that's how I would describe it. It's like, I sprayed it, I can smell it, but I'm fine. Does that make sense? Because it quickly disappears. And I don't know. I just can't explain much about it. It's like an enigma. What can we Google? What is enigma? Ha ha. So I just had to Google what enigma means. Enigma, a person or thing that is mysterious, puzzling, or difficult to understand. Boom. This fragrance is difficult to understand. Period. Like, that's just what I would say. I don't know what to tell you guys. I can smell it. It's like, where are you? I just sprayed you. You disappeared. That's exactly what it is. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, that's Enigma. I just sprayed it. I could smell it. 2 minutes later, I don't know what, I mean, it's like, where are you? What's going on? Can anyone else smell you? That's just what it is. I can't describe more than that. I can't even talk about the, dry down, because it's like, I can't even find it. Like, that's how it is. The name matches the fragrance. It's an Enigma. Pretty much. Like, I had to Google because I'm like, what's going on? I could smell it. 2 minutes later, I can smell it. Where are you? Are you still there? Are you not there? That's exactly what this fragrance is. Try it. I mean, if you just want to buy it for the heck of it, like, go for it. But I honestly promise you, you will smell it in the initial notes. A few minutes later, you don't even know whether you're smelling it. It's like, did we spray anything? Where are the notes? What's going on? Can anyone smell it? That's exactly what this fragrance is. So try it at your own risk. Okay? Now, let's go in and talk about the last fragrance. The last fragrance here, the last fragrance is Danger. Honestly, I love the names of these fragrances. They're just like funny in a way. So, okay, Danger. This one to me is oriental. It's fresh. It's also a very, I would say, soft and warm at the same time. It is a fragrance that kind of has like some soapiness. It has some soapiness. Like, the freshness to me is more like that freshness that comes, when you want to feel like you're sleeping in like some nicely laundered, bed sheets, or you just took a nice shower and you're feeling clean, and you can smell your nice, body shower gel and all that. It's like that fragrance that I would wear going to bed. It's more of the fragrance that you want to have on because it gives you that cleanness, freshness. It also gives you like that sensual vibe. Warm summer nights when you just want to go to bed, you want something to wear, this will be like your perfect night, because the summer nights might be a little bit warmer maybe and all that, or maybe even in the fall when you have your heat in the house, or maybe winter and it gets warm in the house. And this would be a fragrance that you would wear. I love the soapiness in the fragrance. I tend to love soapy fragrances. There's something about them that I just love. I love cleanliness when it comes to like some of my scents. So yes, this one gives you that type of vibe, okay? And again, this one to me will be a fragrance that someone who's more like an introvert will like it more than an extrovert. Someone who's like kind of reserved, just wants her own way of doing things. It's not like she's out there doing the most. That's the type of person that I envision wearing Danger. But she has like her own ways. She has her own moments when she's like wild and don't play with me, don't be fooled, I'm quiet, but I can pull off like, one or two stands here and there. That's the type of person that I believe would wear this fragrance. Danger, yeah, it's red, but it can be okay if you don't touch, but it can be so bad if you touch. Okay, so that's what I would say about Danger. I hope I helped you guys, because some of these fragrances again are not like typical fragrances out there, and I like that about them. Now, which fragrances, and I'm gonna choose 3, would I like buy, or would I want to receive if someone had to give me a gift right now? Number 1, and this one I know you all can tell, Elixir. To me, Elixir is like my dream fragrance. I just feel like this fragrance speaks to me. It's exactly how I would want to be as a mom, as a wife, as at my age and in my years to come. That's just how I would want to be, like exactly that fragrance. It is very, very nice. The only thing I would say, I wish it could last longer, but that would be the only fragrance in my collection, if I had to buy or get, that I will give the excuse of not being long lasting. That's the only fragrance that I can excuse, just because of how good it smells and how it makes me feel. That's the only fragrance that I will give an exception. I don't play with my longevity and sillage. It's like, if it doesn't perform, I don't even care. Whoever you are, keep off. So this one, I will honestly give it like that excuse, but I hope you don't buy it just because I'm saying I can excuse it. Some people will feel like, you know, the fragrance is not performing as well as it should. So try it before you buy it. Number 2, I will get number 51 because 51 to me is unique. There's something about it that I just love. I don't have any fragrance in my collection that smells that way, and it gives me like some edible vibes. I'm sure I didn't mention that, but there's some edible vibes in that fragrance, and I love that about it. It's very unique in my opinion. I love it. It for sure performs well, but it could do better. Okay, but I feel like it's a little bit better than, you know, Elixir, but at the same time it's nothing bespoke. Okay, the other one that I would choose would be Reckless. The reason why I would choose Reckless is because I can wear that fragrance year round. I can wear it like summer, winter, you know, spring, and I will still be perfect. It can make a signature, you know, scent. So that's the only reason I would choose that one. And it also smells good, okay? So that's why I would choose those as my top 3. The other fragrances are also good. To me, if you want to buy these fragrances, just buy your sample first. Test these things out before you buy them. I always tell you guys that I love getting samples, and I honestly stand by them. These things will save you a lot of money. Fragrances from this house are not cheap. You know, advice that you get the samples, try them out. But if you just want, you know, my advice on the top, the ones that I would choose, if I had to choose 3 out of these, those would be the ones. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you loved it. So have a nice one, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.